What the hell did I just watch? And why does that woman have the haircut of a medieval peasant? Is what I first thought when I came across this video on Instagram. And I think those are good questions, but more importantly, the question on everyone's mind right now, is this a cult? Well, possibly. But first you have to know who these people even are. The video comes courtesy of Freedom of Movement, which is kind of a strange name. You would imagine it would be something like the Freedom of Movement Organization or the Freedom of Movement Club, but it's just called Freedom of Movement. Although it seems that they refer to themselves as the Freedom of Movement family.
A warm welcome to the Freedom of Movement family.
Now, I'm not saying that means they're a cult. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that that sounds exactly like something a cult would do. They're based in Germany, and apparently they do somatic bodywork and integral coaching. Like most normal people, I have absolutely no idea what that means, so of course, being the trusted and credible source that I am, I went out and did thorough research on this topic. I googled it. It seems to be an alternative form of therapy, unlike traditional forms of therapy like CBT.
Cock and ball torture.
I also found this Instagram post about the power of somatic dance that claims all health issues can be linked back to an energetic tension which links to an emotional tension within the body's myofascial network, which is a pretty bold claim if you ask me. Doctor, you've got to help me. My leg got blown off by a landmine. Yes, I get this a lot. It's a classic case of your emotional tensions just not being tuned to the right frequencies. I'm going to prescribe you the Macarena, and you're going to want to do it twice daily for at least 2 weeks. From what I can gather, their main thing is that they do these retreats where they go into the woods to dance and cry for the low price of over 1,000 euros, which is such a ripoff because I can go into the woods to dance and cry by myself totally for free, and it comes with the added benefit that I don't have to do it with this weird cult around me. But hey, let's be fair to them. Maybe there are some compelling reasons to go on one of their retreats. You can practice movement, that's fun. You get to do neo-emotional release, that's nice. Definitely not just something they made up. What is he doing? Is this their idea of connecting with nature? Just molesting the trees? Alright dude, that's enough. That looks grim. You could tell just by looking at these people their food would be awful. How am I supposed to eat food without any microplastics or red 40 in it? Let me guess, no corn syrup either? Unbelievable. I'm not some medieval peasant, you know, I have standards. They also host these men's retreats, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's pretty gay. If you go to one of these, you're not gonna want to tell your wife about it. I don't know what part of it is gayer, or the half-naked men going alone into the woods and touching each other, or the fact that it's about sharing your feelings. Like, come on fellas, we've already figured this out. You gotta repress your emotions, just push them as deep down as you can, and just drown it in alcohol, and eventually kill yourself. That's what we've been doing for thousands of years, and it's been working perfectly fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, something I should probably address, since it is pointed out a lot in their comments on Instagram, is that this is a very white group of people. I mean, like, duh, of course, the weird vegan dance cult consists of primarily white people. What did you expect? Black people play basketball, Indians drive cabs, and white people have weird dance cults. It's just how it is. I didn't make the rules, okay? In all fairness to them, though, the accusation that they're all white isn't actually true. But even if it was, they're in Germany, where the population is 85% German, with some of the other major populations also being European, according to CIA.gov, my most trusted source of information. So even if they were all white, it wouldn't really be a notable statistical anomaly. And as I said, they're not all white, so it's definitely not a Klan rally or anything. And even if they were all white, I don't care. I'm not in the business of trying to tell people they don't have the right racial demographics at their stupid gatherings in the woods. I'm South African, okay? We tried the whole being racist thing and it didn't really work out, so I'm not going to try it again. However, them being European is definitely a downside for them, because if I saw some remote tribe in the Amazon dancing like this, I would be like, wow, what an interesting tradition of a culture I know nothing about. I sure wonder if this is just done as entertainment or if there's some deeper symbolism that I don't understand. But because they're from Germany, I know for a fact this isn't a part of their culture, and that they're just a bunch of weirdos flailing their arms and touching each other. They really do touch each other a lot. This guy has a shirt that says "Seek Discomfort," which seems pretty appropriate because I cannot think of anything more uncomfortable than this. Now, every cult, I mean family, needs a good leader, and for freedom of movement, it is this guy, Vincent Niemann. Don't ask me what that woman is doing, I have no idea. Vincent is described on the Freedom of Movement website as intuitive, dynamic, and free. That's great, good for him. But besides dancing and doing handstands, he seems to have a real affinity for touching men, which begs the question, gay or not gay? But Big Vince doesn't concern himself with such simple-minded questions. He's simply on a different level, because the real question is, human or not human? Didn't really answer the question there, did you, Vince? But that's a great response to give to your wife when she asks if you went to one of your gay gatherings in the woods again. Just say, baby, am I not only human after all? You know, I realized this is the second video in a row where I reference doing gay stuff in the woods. That's not intentional. Part of their retreat, specifically the men's retreats in this case, is this neo-emotional release thing, which is where they embrace their anger. Because our anger is sacred. It is one of the most powerful emotion. That should have said emotions, minor spelling mistake, everything you said is invalid now. But I have to applaud them, because the last time Germans really embraced their anger, yeah, not good. But you know, I'm glad you see some improvement there. They're taking steps in the right direction. A bunch of men laying on the floor looking like they're giving birth might be kind of weird, but at least they're not invading Poland. One of the worst parts of this whole thing, besides how much they touch each other, I mean, come on. A group of people who all refer to themselves as a family and hold fringe spiritual beliefs that are also very physically close to each other. We all know what that means. So all I'm saying is we all know that Netflix documentary is coming eventually. Besides that, the worst part is that they're not even that good at dancing. Vince is probably the best dancer out of all of them, and even his dancing I feel like isn't that difficult to do. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not much of a dancer, but I feel like I could probably do that. The only thing really stopping me is my dignity. And I feel like if you're gonna have a weird dance cult, you have to at least be good at dancing. Look at that, what even is that? They take it pretty seriously too. I mean, they're not just dancing for the fun of it, they're doing this as a gift to the spirits of the land. Do you think the spirits would be happy with this gift? If I was a spirit of the land and I wanted dancing as a gift, I would be hoping for like Michael Jackson or something, not whatever the hell this is. Yeah, that's a great question. This is like the shittiest rave ever. The craziest part is that apparently these people, or Vincent at least, are pretty against using drugs, which like, come on, you're telling me these people don't even use a little bit of psychedelics? But apparently not. Apparently they don't use drugs. Which is pretty crazy because the amount of cocaine it would take for me to do this would probably kill me first. You know what this kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of those wolf pack TikToks that you'd see people doing a while back. You know, the whole, I'm the alpha, I'm the leader, I'm the one to trust. I would play the song, but I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted, so you're just gonna have to do with my rendition of it. I like how this guy's just standing in the middle of these people just crying. That's definitely the most relatable thing I have seen in all of this, because that is exactly how I would feel if I had to endure this. Now, the video that I started this video with kind of went viral, which is how I came across it, and people in the comments were mostly hating on it. So Vince made a response video addressing all the haters, and considering I am making a video hating on them, I should probably watch it.
I shared this reel on Instagram from my community. Moving, expressing, dancing, being in connection, expressing themselves. It went viral. We got like thousands of comments blaming us, shaming, judging us. Check out a few of these comments. How hateful, how judging, how discriminating they are. You're too high, too white, too privileged, too rich. You don't deserve this. Shame on you.
Hey, at least I did mention that you say you don't do drugs, and I wasn't racist towards you either. In fact, I defended you on that front, but that's definitely a common theme in the response to this video. I mean, whenever someone refers to white people as YT people, 9 times out of 10, it's a racist black woman. Don't get me wrong, seeing something like this and being like, white people, am I right, is totally fine. That was pretty much my first thought when I saw it. I don't think there's anything wrong with race jokes as long as it's in good faith, but when someone isn't really joking, they're just being racist, then it becomes very unsavory. You know, I can wash my hands in innocence here. I wasn't racist towards them, I just called them a cult a few times and did sort of imply that there will be a Netflix documentary about sexual assault about them. And I loosely compared them to the Nazis. Nothing serious. Nothing serious.
Is this the way we want to move forward to? To hate, to judge, to compare?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, if anyone from Freedom of Movement actually watches this video, for some reason, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope you're not actually a cult that rapes people. That would be a real bummer. But if you're not, then we're cool.